Hi everyone, Kirk here with Kirk's Motorrad Shop in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Bringing you another kind of just an informal video this time. So this right here is a 2015 K1600 GT. It looks a lot like the stock car, okay? The one that I can just love and appreciate so much. This is not the stock car. This is what the stock car could look like if it was, well, maybe about 90,000 miles less. This one has almost no miles on it. It's actually got like 15,000 miles on this bike. This is one that's actually going to be for sale. This isn't a sales video. If you are interested in this bike, do contact me. But this is got this bike. It hasn't been ridden in years, and I think it was like before 2020 or something. I think the plates on it were 2020. So it's definitely been some years since this bike has been running. And anytime I've noticed that anytime that these K1600 sit around, they have a problem with the fuel pump. Now I've gone over the fuel pump video before on how to change out the fuel pump, or sometimes you can kind of knock it a little bit and it will come back to life. I think what happens is these pumps are made with such a tight precision and stuff that they're literally on the edge of not running, I think, all the time. They're not like overbuilt pumps. They're not like trash pumps. They are these very delicate little pumps, and if the slightest bit of dirt or corrosion get in there, it will just lock up the little impeller that's in there, and then it doesn't run again. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get this one to run. If I can't get it to run, I'll just swap it out. I've got a pump here for it. Is it worth, just changing out the pump anyway? Well, that's up to you. Sometimes you really just don't need to change out the pump on these bikes right here. I mean, if there's an obvious problem, or you can't get the thing restarted, or it sounds really bad when you do finally knock it enough and it gets running, then yeah, go ahead and change out the pump. But they're very expensive. Yeah, you can get aftermarket pumps that are less expensive, but a BMW pump, you're looking at $300, or even one from places like EM Electric. They have pumps, and they're quite expensive too. I think they're over $200. So it just depends on your budget, your comfort level. It's what you want to do with your bike. Okay, I'm going to try to get this one going again, and if it gets going again and it seems to be fine, I'll probably put it back in and take it for a ride and see what happens. What's really fortunate about these K1600s, which is something I've talked about in the past, is that they can run without the fuel pump, which is just a wonderful thing, that the engineers at BMW created a bike that will run without the fuel pump. It doesn't run all that great. It will die if you really try to give it gas, or try to create a huge fuel load. It's gonna not run correctly, but it will get you home, and that is what's important. So that's really cool. I'm glad to see that they did that. And if you want to know how to work on these bikes, of course you can watch my videos. There's a lot of videos, whether they're on this K1600, or I've got so many videos on the earlier model ones, the K1200 line. That's a very popular video series, I guess, or motorcycle series. These I'm getting more and more of in my shop, and I'm very happy to see it. I actually enjoy working on these late model bikes. They're a little bit more modular, but they still are a mechanical device, and they still take things that you need to try to figure out. And if you guys are out there trying to figure some of this stuff out, and you're and maybe you like to see a book, or you like to see a manual, I've recently I've partnered up with e-manuals online, and they have got tens of thousands of vehicles, whether it's your car, or your truck, or your motorcycle, or if it pretty much moves, they got a manual for it. And I think what they do is they copy the manuals, like the factory manuals, and put them online. So guys like you, guys like me, we can find them, study what we're going to do. A lot of them have great pictures in them. I like pictures, okay? Pictures are worth 1,000 words to me, and the more clear pictures, the better. So This K1600 line is in their manual system. I do have one of those. I'm going to just show just some brief images here of some of the things that you can find. If you want me to work on your bikes, please do contact me at kirksmotorrad.com, and we will talk about how to get your bike here or get it in here. Many of the services on these late model bikes can be done in a day, and you know, get you in and out of here. Things bigger services, of course, like, you know, valves and things like that. Those are going to be, your bike's going to need to be left here. But, you know, oil changes and stuff can usually get you in and out of here in a couple hours. And yeah, anyways, we'll deal with that if you decide to use my services here at Kirk's Motorrad shop and here in Crystal Lake, and you know, I'll get you going. But let me just real briefly show you. So anyways, this is what you got. So this is the K1600 here, and the first one that you come up with, you know, when you open up their manual, is an oil change. Man, it's pretty nice. You know, it doesn't have all the prep work and all the stuff that the dealer would have to deal with, but you've got an oil change. It shows you just how to, you know, with pictures and with explanations, how to drain the oil. It talks about that stupid threaded sump plate plug that's up in there that they put with the 5mm. Tells you what kind of tool to use. You know, use a long 5mm Allen key. You know, push the shift lever down, remove the oil filter. It goes through pretty much everything that I've already outlined in the video, but it's here in pictures. And there's so many other things that I have never, you know, addressed, maybe never will address on creating a video, but it's just a lot of different things. Like for this particular one over here that I'm going to be working on, so I would just scroll over here on the left and find where it says something, you know, that has to do with air. So let's see here, we got, there we go, intake air silencer. So I just click on that, boom, there we go. I got the intake air silencer. Tells me how to remove the air box itself. It'll tell me here's the air filter, pulling off the hoses that are connected to the air silencer, disconnecting the electrical plugs. It just goes on and on. So guys, if you are interested in this, because I did partner with them, they are offering a pretty nice discount on their products. I think it's like a 22% discount on their products, and you can do that through using the code KIRK22. I'm going to put that right down in the description. There's going to be a link down in the description of this video, and at least go just have a look at it and just browse through all of the manuals that they've got. Maybe they got one for your late model car or your truck. That's all this video is. I'm going to get on to work here on this one. I'm not going to repeat that video. Again, this bike is going to be for sale. If you are interested and you want to learn a little bit more about it, hit me up at kirksmotorrad.com and we can talk about this bike, the pricing and stuff. It is going to be for sale. It's really a great bike. It's only got 15,000 miles on it. It's pretty much a brand new bike. It just has a messed up fuel pump at the moment. For the moment. It'll be fixed. So here's the fuel pump out of that K1600, or a K1600, if you are wondering. I did replace the pump because this one is non-operational, but I wanted to see if I can actually just go ahead and get this one going anyway. So this is a new pump in here. It should be ready to go. What I do is just take a look at where this red line connects. So it connects on what would be the right side of the outlet. That's the positive side. That's how I have it hooked up here. This is the red wire, the ground wire, and I like to hook these up first because there's fuel in here. There's a little bit of fuel. It's going to come spurting out, and if I were to touch it here and create a spark, well, we can both, you know, kind of guess what's going to happen there. Anyway, I got a battery over here, and what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and touch this. Hopefully there'll be no sparks, no issues, no nothing like that. And just see, is the pump actually working? And I can feel the pump trying to move. It's like stuck. It's like, it's trying. So what I do now is take, and you could just smack it a few times, or take a hammer and whack on it a little bit. No, still not going. Let me go get a little hammer. If this doesn't work, it doesn't work. But sometimes it does work. This one's really stuck. I'm not hitting it hard enough to damage it, to dent it or anything, you know, make matters worse. Look at that. There it is. It's working again. So, if you guys get into a bind, try that first. Just go ahead and try it. Take your pump out. Put it on a battery. Test it out. You might save yourself a fuel pump. This one, to be honest, I could put this one right back in the bike. I'm not going to. I'm going to leave the new pump in there. But I'm going to keep this one around because, well, it's a working spare. There it is. Hope you guys got something out of it. Thanks for watching.